Hello, class. I hope that you are doing great. Today, I want to take the opportunity to study one important topic that we have in English, which is called the imperatives. So let's take some time to analyze this easy topic that we have in the language. First, I have told you during all the levels or all the rules that I have given to each of you about grammar that in English it's mandatory to have a subject plus the verb. This is the basic structure. We cannot permit verbs to be alone. We say, I have to study. Okay? So it is okay. So it's mandatory for us to have this, to have the subject. The subject is a rule that is very important in the language. In Spanish, it's not like this because in Spanish we say el martes. So where is the subject? The subject it's being omitted, but in English it will be it is Tuesday. Okay. So what's the situation? The subject and the verb it's mandatory. This is what I want to say. We need a subject and a verb to have a sentence in English. It's impossible to have a sentence only with a verb. We cannot have this. But now I bring you one exception to the rule. And we can have a valid sentence only with a verb with something that we call the imperatives. And this is precisely the topic that we are going to analyze, the imperatives. What is the situation with imperatives? The imperatives always start with a verb. They don't need a subject. So why is this? Because we use them to give orders. We say, write your name. Okay, take a look. Where is the subject? No subject. So we use it to give instructions. Take a deep breath. So it's a recommendation. We use it to offer something, have something, or to make a request. So be quiet, please. Una solicitud, a request. Be quiet, please. Take a look that here we don't have subjects in these sentences. It's because the imperative doesn't have a subject. So what is the imperative? The imperative, what we call imperative, is a verb plus a complement. So this is the situation with imperative. The situation with imperative is that the imperative it's always given to you. So we always say you, but it's very strange to say you help me to study, please, a request. So it's very strange to say this. You help me to study, no? That's why we omit the you and we say help me to study, please. The doctor doesn't say you eat healthier. No, doctors don't say this. Doctors say eat healthier, please. Okay, so it is an instruction. So this is what I want to say. I want to say that the imperative is the only sentence in English that doesn't need a subject. Okay, and the subject is always going to be you. Okay, let's suppose that I want to make this sentence negative. So the imperative, the negative form of the imperative is with don't. Okay, with do not or don't, the construction that we may have with the language. So that's why I don't say you don't help to study. No, in this case we say don't help me to study. I'm okay. Or maybe the person says don't eat healthier. Maybe you are very good. Say, don't eat healthier. You can eat junk food on Saturdays. So the negative of the imperatives is going to be always that we refer about the subject. this is what we call imperative. The imperative is to give orders, instructions, offer something, and make a request. They don't need a subject. This is the most important that I want to express today. Also, sometimes we use, when we refer out imperatives, we can use adverbs. It's very common to use adverbs. And remember that an adverb usually gives us a situation, a manner. Imagine that we have the word slow. Okay, slow means, as we know, it means lento. But if I say slowly, okay, slowly means lentamente. So that's why usually this expression li is what in English means mente. That's how we transform an adjective. Happy is transformed to an adverb. Feliz is going to be felizmente, happily. So that's how we are going to create the adverbs. And the adverbs are very common with imperatives because we say camine lentamente. So walk slowly, please. Viva felizmente. Live happily. Okay? So that's the situation. It's very common in the complement to have an adverb. And the adverb, we add li. We usually add li. So this is the topic that we have for today. As I said, this is the only exception, the only possible sentence that we use in English with no subject, because the subject is implicit as in the instruction. So when we give orders, write your name, finish fast, send me the email. I don't say, please, you send me the report. No, send me the report, please. In the exams, we don't say, you complete this line. No, complete or fill in the blanks, please. Okay, to offer something, have fun, have some cookies. Okay, and to make a request, be quiet. Then we can say, be helpful to the others. Okay, so that's why we don't use this subject in the sentence. I hope that you understood what's an imperative. Those are rules, commands, and I hope that you understood as well that with the imperatives it's very common to have adverbs as a complement. So thank you so much, and I hope that you were able to understand this topic. As I said, if you have doubts, let me know.